Hello, welcome to Film Conscious. My name is Erin.
My name is Maddie.
If it's your first time here, hello. On this podcast, we discuss films and their various meanings and give our general takes on them. We chat about favorite actors, scenes, songs, and many other important film stuff.
Please like and subscribe. We're trying to add three more subscribers this time. Gonna get to a total of six.
This week, we're going to chat about the film I Wish You All the Best.
Hooray!
Yay! There's going to be some resources in the description and at the end of the video. Check them out if you need them.
Alrighty. So, I Wish You All the Best is directed by Tommy Dorfman, and it follows the character Ben DeBacker, a non-binary teen who is forced out of their home after coming out to their conservative parents. Very fun. He then moves in with their sister and faces challenges of rebuilding a family, forming new friendships, and learning to embrace love, acceptance, and their own identity. This film is based on the 2019 book with the same title written by Mason Deaver.
The film's meaning. I Wish You All the Best focuses on themes of self-identity, finding love, and self-acceptance. A
Mhm.
big part of the film is Bee's chosen family, their sister and their sister's husband. Also, their newfound friends. This shares themes of unconditional love and understanding. Bee's relationship with their parents shares the harsh truth of many queer individuals and highlights the negativity around coming out. The film does a great job of showing that your family is not always conventional and can be remade into something so much better. So, my favorite actor in the film, Corey Fogelmanis?
I think it's Fogelmanish.
Fogelmanis? Something around there. They play the main character, B or Ben. Um, we're gonna be probably referring to them more by B because that's what they refer to themselves later in the film as. A little shout out, Farkle forever. I love Farkle. Maddie loves Farkle. We're all in love with Farkle. If you know, you know.
If you don't know, Farkle is a fictional character from a TV show on Disney XD called Girl Meets World. Go watch it. Really good, good stuff. Very yummy. Um, Shout out my favorite actor in the film is also Corey Fogelmanis. I think they do such an incredible job. Also, it was really striking to see them on screen aside from the role as Farkle because they haven't had that many acting roles.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I think both me and Aaron were super impressed by how well they were able to express their character on screen. And this is like based on a book character. I think it was, though we haven't read the book, I don't know, they seem translated very well.
Yeah.
Mm. I also really enjoyed um Lena Dunham. Correct me if I'm wrong. She plays Miss Leone. She is the art teacher for B, and I don't know, she's very eccentric. I really love her character, and I think that the actor does a good job of portraying said character.
Yeah. Favorite quotes in this film? I wrote quite a few because there was some really good ones and some really like silly ones. I
Mhm.
would say overall the dialogue was pretty good in the film. There were a few things that I would change up, but also it's based off a book, so you're kind of limited. I don't entirely know how similar it is to the book though, because neither of us have read it. So, yeah, if you've read the book, definitely tell us if it's actually similar to the film, because I have no idea.
I think we should read the book.
We probably should. My first quote is said by Thomas, which is father brother.
Other?
Thomas says, some could even call it Northwoke. I have to put this in some context because B joins a new school when they move in with their sister, and the name of the school is North Wake. But Thomas, which is played by Cole Spruce?
Whole Sprouse.
Sprouse,
Yep.
says that it's an accepting school, so a lot of people could call it North Woke. I just laughed out loud because like coming from Cole and also just like who says that? Who is like, yeah, you could just call it North Woke. Another quote I wrote down was said by Nathan, which is B's like you could say partner. I don't really know what we should label Nathan as, but Nathan says, "What is your darkest secret?" And B says, "I'm a virgin." I laughed so hard because if someone asked me what my deepest, darkest secret was, I would definitely not say that it's I'm a virgin. Like what? It's it's a little silly. It makes sense because they're high schoolers, but like that's definitely not your deepest, darkest secret, and I know it.
There's also, I would I would like to argue, I think a lot of people are virgin when they're in high school. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's not really deep, it's not really dark. It's barely a secret. Another one said by B, which really hit the heart, it really stuck with me, was sometimes I look at myself, like in the mirror, and I don't recognize what I see. Like it just doesn't look like what I am feeling in my head. It's just really real.
also, let's preface, we're both neither of us are non-binary.
Yeah.
So, this is an experience that's totally out of like how we feel. I chose two quotes. The first quote that I chose was, I just don't understand how being their kid isn't enough for them. And I think that's a really big one, um, for any sort of kid who feels like a misfit growing up in their household, and also just being queer, right, in your household. I like if you're a parent, why are we why are we doing that? Why are we kicking kids out of the house? Like we shouldn't be doing that. Um, and it should be enough. That is no reason for you to shun your kid, just because of them wanting to express themselves as they are. That
Mhm.
should never be a punishment. Um, and then to link that, I have another quote saying, "We're all in pain. I know that, but I gotta deal with my pain before I can carry yours." And by yours, B is referring to their parents. Um, yeah. So it's also just like about self-expression again. If you feel like a misfit, don't let anyone else bring you down, especially if you're young. You feeling that way is how you feel. So that's relevant. And if you're in a situation where, I don't know, your parent or guardian is, really pushing against that, know that you put yourself first in that situation. Really think about how you feel before, diving into the, I don't know, expressions or like arguments that those people are trying to make about you, those sort of remarks.
Favorite scene? I'm really passionate about the scene. I think there was a lot of scenes in the film that I felt could have gone into a deeper aspect, and this scene really brought that deeper aspect for the film for me. The scene where B and their sister just got some new clothes, and B's back at home laying on their bed. And they're playing with this like feminine silk blouse. It has strings that are like tied in a bow. And they're smiling and just like playing with the shirt. I think this moment shows how happy Bee is getting to express their true identity through clothing. I think a lot of people can relate to this, just expressing yourself through what you're wearing because you can't really express yourself in a lot of other ways. There's a great soundtrack playing in the background. It makes it really playful, but also really deep and meaningful. There's also this lighting that I think I connected to I Saw a TV Glow where it's a little purpley, it's elegant. Um, I don't know, there's the very end of the scene where B curls up because they're laying out and then they like curl up in a ball. And that's very cinematic. It's just I don't even know how to describe how it's cinematic, but it just like was very nostalgic. It made me really happy and it made me smile a lot seeing them like you can express yourself even when you're alone and you can express yourself just with clothing and that can make you really happy. So I think that scene was shot really well, and it also just showed how they're like figuring out their true identity and how they see themselves through clothing. I don't know how to like explain how cinematic it was. It
Well,
just was cinematic.
it definitely was because when you curl up, and it wasn't like sad curling up, it was like,
Mhm.
you're so content with, what's happening and how you appear, how you feel in that moment. And, it's like you're gathering in on yourself and you're
Mhm.
one with yourself. I
It's
don't know.
kind of like you're almost a kid again, where you're like just curled up in a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very sweet moment. And it's the first time in the movie where we see B like truly expressing themselves, you know?
Yeah.
I have quite a opposite set of scenes.
Yeah.
So I was saying that any of the scenes where B is like having a breakdown. So
Mhm.
for example, B and Hannah start screaming in the car. Let me preface this, like in their job, B learns that there's this thing called scream therapy, and they go get like an icy with their sister after having a rough day, and they just start screaming. And their sister's like, "What are you doing? Why are you screaming?" And B's like, "Well, it's therapeutic. So just scream and express yourself as you feel because it will get like your frustration out." And they both start screaming like, "Fuck you, mom and dad," because they both left the house and they share a common experience. I don't know, it felt very raw anytime uh Corey would break down in any of these scenes. They did a great job of acting. Um, I don't know, their frustration just goes beyond like what we see on the screen, even when like B and Nathan are outside of the party and B just like starts to break down and there's a lot going on with them. I think we need that representation on screen because in some like queer series plural or films, we don't really get to see that like raw messiness of it all. And I think that's also something we see in TV Glow as well. So really, I really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the end credits where um B is just dancing. That was also really sweet. I thought that was like like sweet tie to it all.
Mhm.
Yeah. I rated the movie a 9.5 out of 10 because I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
Uh, I think there's a lot to adore about this movie, a lot to adore about the acting, the costume design, the whole team that's behind it. Soundtrack's amazing.
Mhm.
The writing is really good. I mean, there's some things that like we think that they could probably work on, but very little things. I feel like
Mhm.
the whole film as a queer film is really good, really strong.
Yeah, I said 8.5 out of 10. Compared to the last film we did, it's so superior. You can't even like they're not even on the same tier list. I would have to say that I think there are a few dialogue things that I would change and a few little like just small details, but I feel like that's most films that I've seen I would change something. Also, I do have to keep in mind this is based off of a book, so yes, you can vary from the book, but also you should stick true to what the author wrote. Overall, amazing. I think it definitely the rating goes up a little bit because of the representation as well. I can't name another film that I've seen that the main character is non-binary. So I think that really that's what drew me to like watch the film is just like having new representation.
You always see non-binary. There is representation, but you always see them as a side character, never.
Yeah, they're never a main character.
So this is really great. I wish that this film could get more exposure just because I think it was released on such a small scale.
Yeah.
different companies. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you definitely get a chance, please go watch it.
Some things we're gonna touch on. We're gonna start with non-binary representation. So this film, probably the first film I've ever seen that the main character is non-binary. How'd you feel about that, Maddie?
I felt really happy seeing that representation on screen. Um, and having a main character that's non-binary and having found family that supports that, I thought it was very awesome.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that we need more of it.
I think so too. But then also, I do think whether or not the main actor is um non-binary, though I would love to see a non-binary actor as a main
Mhm.
character. Um, I do think the representation comes off well, but we're also
Mhm.
not non-binary.
I think it is hard that is a big controversy for so many things, with like actors playing an autistic character and they're not autistic, a person playing a trans character and they're not trans. It is really hard because I do think, yes, we should have actors that are those things play those things so we get accurate representation, but also it is really hard to find actors.
I mean, especially it's a small scale film,
Yeah.
like them recruiting Corey, I think was a good option because I do think unless they had any like non-binary runner-ups, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
I do think he's part of the queer community, so that helps a lot.
yeah, yeah.
If
Oh,
he wasn't part of the queer community, that might also change things.
well, this is based on a book, right?
Yeah.
So I think getting someone who really understands that character and being able to portray them well on screen is the priority too. Like it's kind of like it's awesome to see both
Hmm.
having real non-binary actors and then, some people if, you're not trans, but you can express it really well on screen and you're really dedicated to your role, you do your research and you put in the work,
Hmm.
I think it can contribute to good representation as well.
Yeah, I do. I guess acting, almost always you are acting something that you are not. When someone is playing a person with schizophrenia, they don't have schizophrenia, yet we're not complaining that they don't have schizophrenia. So I feel like, yeah, I guess actors are always playing a role. So, and I think this one was done well. I think it was portrayed well.
Yeah.
If it was portrayed badly, I might say differently.
Advocating for more non-binary actors
Yeah.
on screen.
More representation, more actors, more artists in general.
Yeah. Period.
How do we feel about the art teacher? I think we
Okay.
might conflict on this a little bit
I do think so.
because you loved the teacher, yeah?
I do. I also see where flaws can come in, but I think as a character, I liked them. Is there a particular scene that like made you irk?
No, I think it's just the way that she spoke.
I don't know. I thought the viewpoint of the art teacher was really interesting because I don't think we usually see them that eccentric. And also, I will say, it also felt like the art teacher was kind of like I don't even know how to describe it. The way that they were speaking was very blunt.
Mm-hmm.
You get where I'm going with this? It was like very, sometimes they were speaking very blunt in the sense of like, let's go do this, now do this, or we can do this, which is like fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, guys, watch the movie. Let us know.
Yeah, I feel like
Think about
as a concept, I like the concept of the teacher. As a character, I don't love it.
Okay.
Yeah. Another point is the whole conversion therapy parent situation. I feel like I do like that they showed coming out is not an easy experience for a lot of people.
Right.
And that is really good to see in a film because a lot of films depict the opposite, where like the family's happy and everything's perfect.
Right.
Um, but they like them showing B trying to talk to their parents even after coming out, and their parents still denying the fact that B is non-binary was like, I don't know, it was just really real. It's like this is very common for many queer individuals, and I think the parent situation was good. The film doesn't just, wow, the parents fixed themselves and they learned that people can be different. No, the parents stuck with what they thought, which isn't the correct thing, but they stuck with it, which is a common scenario.
It was quite a short scene. Like, but the
Mhm.
words that were the whole scene, e- especially what the parents said, felt very backhanded.
Yeah.
It started off really good. They were like, "We're really open, and I don't think we fully understand you. So let's send you to conversion therapy." Like, what?
Yeah, that's gonna fix it.
Oh, right. Oh, you totally got it. My bad.
Yeah, you
But
get me.
I think that is also like when you feel out of place, and then it's it's total denial, and like they totally
Yeah.
feel like they're in the right, but they're not, and then they're not opening their mind to try and understand how you feel. They just kind of project what they want onto you, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's common, even if you're not queer. I think you can understand that to some extent.
Mhm.
I will say that I thought it was nice seeing that their friends came with them to
Yeah.
talk because I don't think you typically see that in films, but you
Mhm.
should have someone there just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, I think with any scenario where you're talking to any adult that has any authority over you that could possibly take you from where you are, you should bring your friends or someone that can help.
Someone who you feel safe around, let them
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because if you gotta get out of there, you gotta get out of there.
Okay.
Costume design.
You touched on this a little bit with
Mhm.
your favorite moment. How did you feel about the costume design?
I think, hmm, okay, Bee's outfits, a lot of the time, I really loved. They started out in like baggy jeans, sweatshirt. And then they went out with their sister, bought some clothes, got some new stuff, started to express themselves. But it wasn't like right away. They didn't start wearing super bright colors right off the bat. They kind of like throughout the film evolved into wearing more of this bright color girly stuff.
But well, they felt more themselves, and that showed through what they were wearing. I think.
Yeah. And I definitely think that was done well. And the other characters I think had also very like typical high school outfits. I don't think anything was overly done, which I think they could have accidentally done pretty easily. They could have accidentally thrown 14 skirts and said, boom, outfit.
Outfit, the whole outfit is just skirts.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I like that your point was on gradual transition with the clothing.
Mhm.
We see development, which is what we want in films. I
Yeah.
hate when the costume never reflects a character's development. It like
Mhm.
I feel like that does ruin it in some aspects.
Yeah,
This
you don't go from A to B like that. You go from A to B like slow.
I do think that their friends were also an influence on that because they were very expressive with their clothing as well, and maybe
Mhm.
we felt more comfortable with themselves to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So I think there were some good influences there, and
Mhm.
the more settled in they got to their new place, the more they were able to build cool outfits and feel awesome. Co yeah.
I also did like they went to like a did they go to a kind of thrift shop like a re
Oh
what is
yeah.
it?
It's like curated thrifted fashion.
Yeah. So I did like that because then they're kind of like tying into like that's really popular right now, but also it's better for our environment.
I also think
It's just it's cooler.
yes.
You should get all of your clothes, thrift shops, hand-me-downs. You
But
should donate your clothes.
I think,
I like that aspect.
but yeah, costume design, amazing. Some of the outfits in that film were really nice. Really loved their makeup.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah. The significance of a found
found
like a
family.
chosen family.
Yeah.
The
Chosen family.
significance of the chosen family.
You guys should go watch that podcast.
You should go watch the Chosen Family podcast. Shout out. I think chosen family is really important because sometimes your family sucks. Not gonna lie. I've been there, I've done that. Sometimes they suck. And sometimes you gotta just like whoop them out of your life. And you gotta take these friends you have and these other family members and you gotta be like, yo, these are the best people ever, and they're your family. Your family is not the people that is just like,
They don't rule your
or
life.
it's not the people that birthed you all the time. It's the people that were there for you. It's the people that helped you when something was going on. And I think that was depicted really well. B kind of throws their parents out because their parents suck. You don't have to do that if your parents suck, but you can. And then they took their friends, they took their sister, and they went, "This is my chosen family."
Yeah. And it's such a lovely concept too, right? I think most queer individuals grow a chosen family, whether your parents are fully blown out, ooh, or you just have an unhealthy family structure. You don't feel like you can share things to them. I think it's always nice having a friend, having a teacher, someone around you. Could be a coworker, like anyone, guys. Like, just find your community, find a place where you feel safe and
Yeah.
talk to. I think that's so important, especially when you're queer. Having a good support system with people you love, and if you don't have one, there's so much room to find one. Like, it can be online too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think an important thing to note is in this scenario, B throws out their parents.
Mhm.
Maybe 20 years down the line, their parents go, whoa, we made the wrong decision. We're willing to learn and fix ourselves. I think that's decently common. Not always, but I think that you can throw someone out of your life and bring them back in years or months or days.
Yeah.
It so your chosen family, it changes all the time. And I think that you can throw people out, but you can bring them back in. So I think that's important to note.
Very good point. I think it's not like you're disappearing these people. They're still there and they're alive and they're doing things, right?
Hmm.
It's your choice as an individual to include people in your life that you think are safe for you, are comfortable, and aren't disrupting you.
Yeah.
So make that a priority. Take care of yourselves, guys.
You are the people that you're around.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Keep that in mind.
What we personally thought the film team did a good job on.
Okay. I'll say, I think that costume design, the filming was good. The
Acting?
dialogue could be a little bit better, but was overall good. I can't say anything about connecting to the book because I've never read it. Everything was good. I would maybe, if I was like on the team, I would be like, yo, guys, add some more color aspect to it. Maybe having like
I think you just like color schemes.
I think they could have done a slightly better job on that.
I think they definitely could have tightened that up. They had the foundation for it too.
Hmm.
But it's also, you know,
It's just my personal.
it's our creative input. of
Yeah.
War.
I think also music is a huge part of how I feel about films. And I think there could have been a slight change of music, and that would have upped the scale quite a lot.
I actually thought they had some pretty good choices in there. I do wish they included, I thought they included a good chunk of non-binary artists, but I think they could have had more. I think also, additionally, they could have had more queer artists, but I do like their music selection nonetheless. Um, yeah. Soundtrack
Yeah.
was nice. I would listen to the soundtrack in my free time.
Yeah, I just wish there was more. I needed more. I needed more. Farkle Nation.
It was good. I think overall the film did a good job with acting. Um,
Mhm.
with the writing, I
Mhm.
mean, some dialogue was a bit interesting, but writing was good. Representation, in my opinion, was nice. Um, costume design, soundtrack. Um, I did like seeing some things that weren't in other queer films that we've seen. I
Mhm.
think there's some things where I was like, oh, I didn't think they would do it this way, but they did. Um, that was included. Did
Yeah.
like cinema.
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 Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. Okay. I wanted to add this bit to the end of our pods.
Okay.
What's a good queer film?
Was it a good queer film? Yes.
That was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should edit that, but like with rainbow.
Oh.
Favorite song in the film? Okay. I really enjoyed Spring in Hours by Florist. Um, Florist has been like an artist that I've really loved for years. Um, and the main singer of the band is non-binary. So, and I actually recently found this out, but I just like seeing how many artists on there were like from the team that were non-binary. I think spotlighting these artists in particular with the
Yeah.
film with non-binary representation is really awesome to see on screen. Um, Flores also created the song Riding in the Dark that plays in I Saw the TV Glow.
Mhm.
And their music just, I don't know, it hits like a really nice balance of like immersive expression, but also being delicate and playful. I think it was really sweet to add into the movie.
My favorite song in the film, it like barely played, but Too Bad by King Princess. It's a bop. I've been meaning to listen to King Princess more. I have a little bit, but not very much. There's also a song that happens at 28:15. That's a timestamp. It starts with Oh Honey, and I spent like 30 minutes trying to find the song. Couldn't find it anywhere. It was a bop. If anyone knows what it is, let us know. Um, Closer to Fine by the Indigo Girls also was important because I think it's a more well-known classic song that was played into the film. More people might know that song compared to some of the songs that we mentioned. Um, I do like that you pointed out that there are a few people in the background that are non-binary working within the film. I just wish there was more artists, especially music, that were non-binary. Um, but that
Well,
is it's hard because
I
there
think
aren't that many non-binary artists.
but there are quite a few though. There's quite a
Yeah.
few of them, but they're not like, I don't know. I feel like people like Yule is a big one that people started listening
Mm.
to over the years, but like I don't see them as much in film other than TV Glow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish they could have gotten some bigger, well-known artists, but I still think the soundtrack was very good.
Very good. Very good. My favorite movie of the week is this movie. I haven't been watching many because I've been busy, but I think this definitely takes the cake. It was one I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I watched this week. I watched this film not this week, but recently. It's an A24 film called Sorry Baby. We definitely need to talk about this one on the pod. It was just absolutely beautiful. I watched it with my sister. It just has great representation of some stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but it was fantastic. Definitely recommend.
Hashtag please go watch it.
Yeah. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Please like if you can, it would really help. Goodbye, guys.